Welcome to the show, everybody. It's a very quick news cycle at the moment with COVID lockdowns worldwide. Today is 18th November 2020. It's midweek, Wednesday here in New Zealand. Okay, so I'm going to get straight into some of the news articles. There's a lot of unrest around the world at the moment. If you head over to America, you had all the Trumpers, supporters across America flooding Washington, D.C. at the Million MAGA March. Heard this news article through InfoWars with Alex Jones. So a lot of the Trump supporters out there doing their thing in record numbers. And the thing is, if you look at the latest US elections as of 36 minutes ago, where are all the Biden supporters, right? Even if you are a supporter of Biden, shouldn't you be out there celebrating? No, because let's look at Biden's speeches, if there's any out there, if there's any rallies. You're not going to find it. It's all in enclosed little movie settings, you know what I mean? Even that vice president speech, it just looked so curated. Like everything's in... See, look at this. Oh my gosh. It just looks like it's a Hollywood production, you know what I mean? Kamala with her relatable smile. I mean, look at this. Look at this. I've been in as an extra in a few, movie sets and things like that myself, and you can just tell like how this is nicely angled, nicely shot, lighted. Look at that. Oh, the nice lighting. It's a propaganda piece, guys. It's a propaganda piece. If you zoom out a bit more, I mean, like, they're filling in every lens area there with extras, basically. I wouldn't be surprised if they were paid extras, you know what I mean? On minimum wage. But anyways, yeah, look at this. This is the latest US election updates as of 36 minutes ago. Here's what I find fishy about this map. See all that coastal line? All the blue states? Okay? Those are the states with the worst housing crisis. Those are the states that have sold a lot of their housing to overseas. It's all the beach properties, right? So of course they're gonna promote the agenda so that they can take all that other real estate later on. So you've got this split in America at the moment. The middle states, the working men and women fighting for whatever areas they have left, right? And then you've got all these beautiful coastal lines that have been sold off. So I have a prediction with America. I think there's going to be another revolution. I mean, America's unique that they have, they have gun rights and things like that. So they have ways to defend themselves if they really wanted to. But just remember the four founding fathers. When that was started, the four founding fathers created treason against England, right? And they started their own system there and there. And they even asked, the fathers, do you want to be the next king? Like now that you've got popularity? No, they wanted a democracy. They wanted people to vote. Hence, democracy in America was born. But I think there's a point where, I mean, obviously the 99% outnumber the 0.01%, right? There comes to a point when the politeness stops, What's that saying? Drum roll, drum roll, drum roll. But, the political things end up being at the end of a barrel of a gun, What's that saying? You know the saying. But there will come a point where politeness will quietly stop and the masses will uprise. I just hope that they can pinpoint these people, unelected people, and in due time sentence them to war crimes, because this is, in my opinion, all a hoax. I was a waiter in England in 2012, 2013. I knew something was going to happen in 2020 based on some of the closed off talks that I had privy to, because I served the Clintons and things like that. They didn't know I was there. I mean, I was a waiter, I was a walking refrigerator. If walls could talk, right? Here I am talking. This has been war game, people. But but the good thing is there are record crowds everywhere waking up, because it doesn't take a genius to figure this out, right? It doesn't take a genius to figure this out, that you're being sold snake oil. But yeah, see there's a man. When was this? September 7th. So, this was a few months ago now. This is not that relevant. But there is a relevant story I wanted to show you. So I'll just bring that up, because it's still kind of relevant, But yeah, go check out High Wire by Del Bigtree on BitChute. BitChute is a great alternative to the YT. But there you go. Just going to leave that running. The other thing here, so this is the Liverpool, all eyes are on Liverpool at the moment, November 13th, so we're in the 18th. So this is just 5 days ago. Aided by British military, Liverpool have initiated a mass COVID testing program on its population in an attempt to control the COVID-19. Because of course if you're going to trust anyone, you're going to trust the military, right? Here's the thing. The military-industrial complex. Yep. If governments want anything done in a dirty way, they're just going to subcontract it to the military or militias, contractors. They're going to subcontract all the dirty work. But yeah, military included. Since when was the military your friends, right? It's like before in the 90s and 2000s, all of this was happening, the 9/11, the war on drugs. It was all sort of under the radar, how the soldiers were defending the poppy fields and things like that. And it's all been about money. It's all been about profit. Because why? The mass population is being treated as units of economic measure, not people. Because the people that are directing this pandemic, they're raking it big. Everything's closing down. There's lots of property for sale. They go in with cash, buy it off, boom. Wake up, people. Please wake up. Please wake up. But isn't this map so obvious? All the blue states are the coastal lines. Let's talk ideas, people. Let's talk ideas. As the quote by... There's a great quote by Eleanor Roosevelt that goes, "Great minds discuss ideas. Average minds discuss events. Small minds discuss people." So let's discuss ideas, guys. What should the 99% do now? Because it's blimmin' obvious, isn't it? But the thing is, there will come a time where politeness will stop. I mean, there has to. Everything that's been built that by the 0.01% has to be replaced. So things like law has to be replaced by people with godly goodwill nature to replace those laws, to be in a position to do so. In terms of force, rather than the government militaries, there has to be militias. That's the only way, I'm thinking. But I'm not endorsing. I I'm not a fighter. I'm not endorsing violence, but when will enough be enough for these people trying to take over? It's either a takeover of all assets, real assets, right? So greed, it's run by greed, or it could be that whole saving the planet thing, climate change, bringing down all the travel and things like that, climate change. I mean, that's honourable if it is. Why don't they just say so? Oh, wait. I saw this in Mike in the Night, right? Canada. He openly talks about 2030 agenda. And that this is the time for a global reset. You seen that one? Anyways. It's out of the bag. Here we go. The Great Reset. Trends on Twitter after Trudeau's speech on COVID-19 hints it's not just a conspiracy. Agenda 2030, remember that? Yep, there's a plan. But see, if it's to do with climate change, why don't they just... We're all adults, why don't they just say so, right? Rather than trying to pony and trick everyone into this whole fake pandemic. Oh, Elon Musk. Did you see that? He recently got tested. Something is extremely bogus is going on. Musk says he's positive and negative for COVID-19 after taking 4 tests in one day. I mean, there's at least a few people in positions of power, of influence, going, hey, it's not just the common man's future that's in turmoil. It's theirs as well. Because even if they're wealthy and they're in the 1%, they're not going to benefit from the real 0.01% wealth, who are the ones that are so greedy that they need to expand their wealth even further, right? They're just the 1%. The real target is the 0.01%. I mean, throughout history, people have gone, hey, the elite, you're acting like a bunch of spoilt brats, teenagers. It's time to give you a slap in the bottom. In fact, we're going to chop your head off. We're going to tie you with feathers, or there was a real repercussion. And even Jesus Christ talks about the interest makers, the money makers with that make a living through collecting interest. But anyways, it's like history repeating itself. Look at that, isn't it? Isn't that obvious? The blue states are all the coastal lines, all the unaffordable housing. Guys, these have either been bought off, or it's true that the mail-in ballots have been meddled with. That saying with all the votes that are coming in of your dogs, your pets, your dead relatives, or multiple votes in multiple states. I mean, this is democracy? Really? No, it's not. No, it's not. So yeah, I just want to talk about Liverpool. So Liverpool, all eyes are on Liverpool at the moment. Mass COVID testing program. See, I think it's backfired a little bit with... I always saw New Zealand as a testing ground for any rollouts by the elites, because New Zealand is small enough, right, that they can test this on the population. But Kiwis are savvy, man. Kiwis are onto it, right? They're onto it. They're not stupid. They can see through snake oil if they're presented with snake oil. Snake oil salesman comes in, hey, buy this vaccine. It's gonna save your life. It's gonna save the world. No, that's water. No, that's poison. No, that's chips. No, that's whatever. I would rather have herd immunity. Thank you. But you know what I mean? Like, Kiwis aren't stupid. So it's backfired, I think, using New Zealand as a testing ground, because New Zealand, we're not like totally like in the streets and like burning our own buildings and cities, right? No, it hasn't come down to that. It hasn't. But I've seen all over the place that Kiwis, how they're treating this is like they're being very passive aggressive. Passive aggressive. Have you ever had that, like, that annoying flatmate, for example, that always leaves notes on the fridge, right? Rather than reacting to the note and things like that, they just, I don't know, rip off the note and then just forget about it, don't even bring it up. Passive aggressive. That's what Kiwis have been doing. So with all the mask rules, mandated mask rules with the buses, at first they targeted the poorest people, right? Traveling on buses. So what did people do? They just didn't take buses, right? Passive aggressive. That's the Kiwis sort of strategy at the moment. Australians are tricky. I mean, I'm gonna keep my opinions to New Zealand, because that's where I am, right? That's directly what I see, because I'm not gonna use a search engine to see what else is happening on the world, because search engines have been meddled with, right? It's either not going to show up on your search engines because it's being censored, and even if you go to an alternative media outlet, the main outlets are now censoring them. Like, for example, I found BitChute instead of YT, and there's stories now of BitChute being censored. Rather than investing in fiat currency, I started investing in Bitcoin. But guess what? Just recently, my Bitcoin exchanges won't let me buy more Bitcoin. They've locked my region out. And that's not the first attack on Bitcoin, because you remember in New Zealand, we actually had one Bitcoin FPOS machine created in Auckland. And guess what? That was shut down very, 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 very quickly. Right? I've noticed the Bitcoin, if you use it as an interest savings account, it was 5%. Now I just got an email saying that they've reduced it to 4.4%. Still better than the 0.01 if you were to go on a standard bank savings account. But look, Bitcoin is another story, so I'm not going to get into that. If you're a fan of Bitcoin or not a fan of Bitcoin, please post on the comment below. Let's exchange some ideas, guys. This is what I really value, the comments that come in, because it's not just about my thoughts. I actually bounce off other people's opinions, you know what I mean? If possible, please go to my website. Go to Mike in the Night Show. There is a button there. Click on that. So go to ralphie.co.nz. A pop-up will appear saying add me on Skype. Add me on Skype so we can have like little chats and things like that. Maybe we'll post a video of it. That'll be awesome, guys. Please add me. But also, guess what? Ralphie is part of the Mike in the Night network. A lot of you viewers are from Mike in the Night, so if you haven't heard of Mike, maybe you should head over there now. He is the voice of the Commonwealth. See, at the moment, this is the beautiful thing that Mike is doing, right? He's creating a congregation of people, a meeting of minds. I think people are really thirsty for that, really thirsty for congregations. It's like going to a church or something like that. People want congregations because they just want to talk. They just want to they just want to figure all this out, connect the dots. But yeah, it doesn't take a rocket science to figure out that you're being sold snake oil at the moment. And I'm glad a majority of people are waking up to this. But unfortunately, mainstream media let's have a look at mainstream media. Mainstream media is blocking that, the effect of that. I haven't read the paper yet, so I'm just going to have a quick read to see if there's anything. Here's a funny thing about the Herald. Recently, I heard from a contact that the NZ Herald are now publishing, you need to subscribe now for premium articles, that sort of thing. See, a lot of these are premium articles, right? Some of these premium articles are actually like government agencies with breaking news, but you have to buy the Herald to read the breaking news from government agencies. I mean, how transparent is government then? You know what I mean? I found that really interesting when someone brought that up. Another person brought up to me recently that in Auckland at the moment, I'm seeing in my local neighborhood a lot of banks closing. I've talked about this in recent vlogs, how a lot of banks are reducing their presence, and by February 2021, they will have reduced EFTPOS machines and branches. But see, that's just going to promote the whole cashless thing. But anyway, that's another video. There's so much going on. I heard on Mike in the Night, by the way, I go back to this Mike in the Night. I heard him say something really good in one of his podcasts where he's like, he sees himself as a guardsman in a guard tower. And what's happening though is the enemy's coming from all corners. Like he's like, normally you'd be like, oh, the enemy's coming from the front. Quick, warn the others. No, but the enemy's coming from the front, the back, the left, the right. This is what's happening at the moment, and this is why the news cycle is going so fast. And this is why I'm talking so fast and uploading videos when I can. There's not even a schedule anymore. I was going to do this whole like vlogging thing like once every week or fortnight, but now I'm just doing it all the time because news cycles are happening. Sometimes I feel like I have to step back though and reconnect with nature and things like that and rejuvenate myself because it gets a bit much. And I recommend that to a lot of people as well. What I find is if it gets a bit too much, learn the next, find something that relaxes you, like listening to music or meditating or gaining some exercise. Re-energize and then get back into it. Because this whole lockdown thing has been psychologically wargamed. It's that whole siege strategy in in warfare, right? Where you siege. Let's look up the word siege, Wikipedia, right? And then you get what I mean when I'm talking about siege. A siege is a military blockade of a city or a fortress with the intent of conquering. Yeah. So that's it. What's Jacinda saying here? Kiwis enticed by Aussie government cash. Actually, you know what? I hope you're enjoying the show. And yeah, please, if you want to get in touch, let's discuss ideas. And because great minds discuss ideas, right? Average minds discuss events. A lot of people are discussing events at the moment. I get it. They're talking about the red, the blue in America. It's the water cooler talk of the moment at the moment. You know what I mean? It's what's happening on reality TV America. Did you see the latest episode of reality TV America? Did you see? Is it Biden? Is it Trump that's won? We don't know. But see, that's just being an average mind, right? Worrying about events and worrying about people. That's just being small-minded. It's even worse. See all these politicians? They became politicians because They're that type of person, you know. Some people love fishing, some people love accumulating power. You know what I mean? Yep. Oh my God. Really? Is this happening? Fan shop. Oh, I'm not even going to mention her name because she doesn't look human. But yeah, see, this isn't news. I mean, this is ridiculous. Let's just close this. You know how you cure COVID? You just disconnect from it, from the mainstream. Let's go back to this speech. I mean, is it even going to play? Look how curated this looks. It looks like a movie, right? Are you really going to believe this? Kind of looks like Bush, doesn't he? Isn't Biden a billionaire? Like he really cares about these beautiful people. Or actors or extras, whatever they are. Look how, it's not even zoomed out, it's like zoomed right in. Oh, look at the cars! Oh, look at him. The social distancing. If there's anything social about social distancing, there's nothing social. Even the Nazis made up, really nice sounding names for really cynical stuff, right? Social distancing. There's nothing social about social distancing. But yeah, anyways, there we go. This just... I couldn't watch more than 10 seconds of this, to be honest. So, there we go. Anyways. What do you think? Let me know. The Great Reset. What are your thoughts? The Great Reset. Let's talk about it. It's out in the public now. The great leader of Canada has talked about it. It's out in the public. But yeah, that's all to report for now from New Zealand. Please give this video a like. Holy moly. It's been 27 minutes of me talking. But yeah, so I'm sure I'll post another video soon because the news cycles, man. Happening fast. Happening fast. Outro music. That's my own original music so I can play it on the channel. Yes. That's right. Go to Spotify if you want to and give me my 2 cents of streaming. Doesn't benefit me, guys, if you stream it on Spotify or not. It really doesn't. But yeah, it's on there. Or you could go to ralphie.co.nz. Better still, go to Bandcamp. Right? Anyways, thank you for watching.